because I went through a lot of my life trying to be normal. And like, it was a really big deal for me for a long time that people thought that I was very much so normal. And that bothered me after a while. And I started to feel like people didn't really understand me or see me, and it's like I wasn't really trying to show anything.
Asking me about secret homosexuality.
So should people be aware cameras are on? Like cameras are on?
Jaden Smith is gay.
The earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
I don't want to excuse fashion and being eclectic. Something is not right. He's trying to drown himself to be eclectic, but there's something lost in the eclecticness. I can see it.
All right, y'all. So it looks like Jaden Smith is the latest celeb kid to hop on that whole transgender bandwagon. He said before that he doesn't really believe in just two genders and that he's gender fluid, but now we're hearing he might actually be planning to fully transition for real. And look, we're used to seeing Jaden do all kinds of wild stuff. Half the people out here don't even take him seriously anymore. But here's where it gets weird, and this part's coming straight from Katt Williams. Have you noticed how every other major Hollywood star nowadays has a trans or non-binary kid? Katt says that's not random. He says it's a contract, something these celebs have to pay to keep their spot in the industry. So does this mean Will and Jada actually sacrificed Jaden? What really went down in that Smith household to make him act this way? Or did something way darker happen behind the scenes? Let's get into it.
Is being yourself being weird?
What a sick, masochistic lion.
So the rumors are heating up that Jaden Smith is planning to get some kind of gender transition. And here's the thing, he's been dropping hints for a while. First, his outfits started getting more and more feminine. And then there were some viral sus moments, like that time he was spotted at Coachella hugging up on Justin Bieber from behind. But it didn't stop there. Jaden also started saying in interviews how he doesn't really see himself as a he or a she, but more like gender fluid. Actually, he told Huffington Post that he doesn't even want to be branded as human because he doesn't measure up to human standards that were made before he was born, whatever that means. Also, if you remember back in 2016, Jaden actually starred in a women's clothing campaign and became the face of Louis Vuitton's women's wear line. Now look, maybe Jaden is just too rich, too bored, and way too spoiled. Honestly, this is what happens when you get everything handed to you on a silver platter while being raised to believe you're the most special person in the room. But here's where it gets creepy. There's another theory, a much darker one, that could explain why Jaden really turned out this way. And this has to do with the so-called ritual trans agenda that Katt Williams talked about. When Katt went on Joe Rogan and talked about the whole men wearing dresses controversy, he said that people misunderstood what this is really about. According to Katt, it's much deeper than just men wearing women's clothes. There's something occult and ritualistic about this.
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things, so I knew that both of those things would become popular.
Now, you don't have to agree with Katt on that whole Baphomet ritual stuff, but you gotta admit something weird is happening in Hollywood. Because seriously, how do you explain this? Only about 1% of adults around the world identify as transgender, and around 2% as non-binary, gender non-conforming, or fluid. That's a tiny sliver of the population. But in Hollywood, somehow every other celebrity has a trans or non-binary child. So what's really going on? Is it just that these celebrity kids are so spoiled they need to feel special and different? Or is something darker happening behind the scenes in these Hollywood households? Well, one theory floating around is that major celebrities literally have to sign a contract agreeing to raise one of their children as trans. Remember when Dwayne Wade's ex-wife claimed he made a deal with Disney to raise his son Zion, now known as Zaya, as transgender? She even said Dwayne told her that Disney and other companies were offering endorsement deals if Zaya went through with gender reassignment reassignment surgery. Now, you could say the incentive is just profit, or you could side with Katt Williams and believe something deeper, something occult and ritualistic is happening. Either way, there's no denying something happens to these celebrity kids. So let's go back to Jaden, because there are some very disturbing allegations about his upbringing. And even Will himself previously admitted that he's gone too far with treating Jaden like an adult instead of a child. See, Will and Jada don't believe in giving children structure and discipline. Will said that he and Jada believe in respecting their children the way they would respect any other person. In African American households, the idea coming out of slavery, there's a concept of your children being property, Will said, adding that he and Jada decided to release this with their kids. And according to Will, he and Jada never even told their kids they had to clean their rooms because you would never tell a full-grown adult to clean their room. But here's the problem. Jaden and Willow have both called out their parents for giving them too much freedom and pushing them into the spotlight when they were way too young.
You're not a normal human if you can't go out into the world. You and Daddy never told us really what type of world you guys came from.
Yeah.
We just thought that you guys just sprouted up out of the ground and just...
Yeah. Like, really terrible experience. Witches.
And then Willow also revealed that at one point, she was so depressed that she started doing something bad to herself, and Jada never noticed anything.
Dark music, and like, it was just so crazy, and I was just like plunged into this like black hole. And I was like cutting myself.
What?
Yeah, and doing crazy things.
Really? When were you cutting yourself? I didn't see that part.
Like a long time ago.
Cutting yourself where?
On my wrist. I mean, you can't even see it, but like, there's still a little something there, but like, totally lost my sanity for a moment there.
Wow.
But get this, Jada blamed all this on her own upbringing and claimed she simply didn't know any better.
Because we all are coming into parenting with our own childhood traumas, and you can't. Your kids are gonna have their burdens. And even though I see how it might have hurt you, it's what I knew.
But fans had little sympathy for Will and Jada, especially after that whole entanglement situation. Jada literally hooked up with Jaden's friend August Alsina when he was both mentally and physically unwell. And then, instead of admitting how messed up this was, she doubled down and claimed she had to do what was best for her.
I think it's important, in all honesty, for a daughter for your kids to have the opportunity to see their parents and listen to their parents talk about different stages of life.
As for Jaden, many fans believe that he started acting out at a young age and wanted to be emancipated at 15 precisely because of Will and Jada's parenting. But then it got even darker when Jaguar Wright made some explosive claims about Will and Jada, alleging that they've both done some disturbing things with other young men they mentored.
Weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray. Left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
And that was they kids' friend.
And then Jaguar also said she feels bad for Jaden and Willow because they must have witnessed some weird things at their house.
But Jaden's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back, even to do family interviews. You know?
Yeah.
Willow's just kind of, she's dope. Too much happened in that house. Too much shit happened in that house. And meanwhile, I go to jail for defending my child, and these don't even get a CPS visit for the kind of they kids see.
Also, let's not forget that Jada and Will literally founded their own Scientology school, and both Jaden and Willow briefly attended before the school was closed. In 2008, Will and Jada opened a private elementary school called New Village Leadership Academy. Will claimed at the time that they simply wanted to create an educational environment in which children have fun learning. However, the school quickly came under scrutiny for its ties to the Church of Scientology. It turned out that many of the staff members were practicing Scientologists, and the school's website even mentioned study technology Technology, a teaching method developed by Church of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. The school was quietly closed in June 2013, and though no official reason was given for the closure, the school came under pressure from parents of other children who complained about some of the Scientology teaching methods. So, hearing all this, is it any wonder Jaden is the way he is? With the way Will and Jada parent, honestly, it's a miracle something even worse hasn't come out. But here's the thing, maybe it has. There have been a lot of dark allegations about Will and Jaden's relationship. To be clear, these are just rumors, but a lot of fans got seriously creeped out after seeing all those clips of Will kissing Jaden during interviews. At first, people laughed it off. Will's a comedian after all, so everyone just ignored it. But then it kept happening, even when Jaden got older, and you could literally see it made him visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Gentleman, his son.
Absolutely.
Is it like that at home or no?
Nah, not really. We're very affectionate.
Have you ever,
We're very affectionate.
He tried to kiss me in the
have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking to kiss
Can
my
you kiss
son.
your on Thai
I
television?
can kiss my son.
No,
Jaden, come on. You know I love him, Ellen. I love him. I mean, my baby boy, he's never leaving me ever. Ever. No emancipation for the Smith kid.
Das ist peinlich. Komm mal her.
Come on.
Jaden.
Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile.
You can't tell me that's not creepy as hell. He's not just kissing his son, he's literally forcing kiss on the lips. And look, maybe it's innocent. Maybe Will just has an obnoxious sense of humor, but I don't know. Something doesn't feel right here. And all I'm gonna say is that this explains a lot about Jaden's behavior, from him trying to get emancipated to these new rumors about transitioning. But let me know what you think. Is Jaden just a Nepo kid desperate for attention? Or is all of this the result of something way darker behind the scenes? Drop your theories in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.